What's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining me again. In the last video, we looked at how we can make the text field slide up for the login view controller. And in this video, we're going to continue from where we stopped and move to the sign up screen. So if you're just watching this for the first time, in this channel, I'll show you my journey of learning how to make iOS apps and teaching myself iOS and trying to build apps. And I also go in the journey or in the attempt to build apps and just teach myself how to make apps, and I'm trying to share that with you, and share that with the world. So I'm going to be doing a lot of app development and tutorials and stuff based on things I'm seeing while learning how to build apps and becoming a Swift developer. So if you haven't subscribed, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you like the video, just give it a thumbs up. And also, if you have a suggestion or you have a better way to do things, for those of you guys that are senior developers out there, just leave me some comments down there so I can read and learn as well, and so everyone can also learn. Real quick before I forget, just make sure in this video, if there's anything that you like or find interesting, just leave that in the comment. And if you want to see more videos like this, or you want me to bring out more videos, just let me know in the comment. All right, okay. So in the last video, we looked at the login view controller and try to make the text fields slide up, which is like the login, the email text field and the password text field. So in this video, we're going to be doing the same thing for the sign up text fields, and we're going to make the text fields like slide up just the way we did in the login screen. All right, so I'm not going to talk too much. I'm just going to dive straight into coding. Let's get started and let's go straight into it. All right guys, so this is where we were in the last video, and just added some stuffs to the login screen. Remember, I added the top constraint here, and we're using this top constraint to manipulate the back view, which moves everything up. So in this video, we're going to add the back view to the sign up screen. So let me just get the sign up right here. All right, so first thing, we're going to go to the object library, and we're going to grab a UI view. Just type UI view like that. And once I grab the UI view, just going to drag it like that and drop it on the sign up view controller scene. So just to give it a distinction, or in order to be able to see it, I'm just going to come down here to the attributes inspector, and I'm going to go to the background, and I'm going to select a nice color for it, a light color like that, so we can see it clearly. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to drag it all the way down like this, and I'm going to make sure it's all at the edges are the same line with the text fields. All right, so right now the UI view is in front of the other views, just like we looked at last time. So what I'm going to do is send it all the way back. Okay, let me just close this here so that I don't have any distraction. So this sign up view controller scene is this one here. So we're working on this one. All right, so this is the gray view here, and this is the view here, right here. So I want to move it all the way to the back. So I'm just going to take it all the way like that. Now it's behind all these views. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take all this sign up labels and the text field, and I'm going to put them inside the UI view. So remember, in order to put them inside the UI view, it's going to have this handle here, this indicator that shows that it has a child view. So if I click this indicator like this, you can see that. All right, so we want to do all that for this view, the gray view itself, right, that we move to the back. So we want to put all these things inside. So this is what I'm saying. Select this, and I'll hold command and then select the next one like that. And now I'm going to release my hand from command. I'm going to drag everything like that. So that blue line is showing me where I'm going to drop it. So I'm going to make sure the blue line is, like you can see, if I do like that, I'm going to make sure the blue line, like the circle, is inside, all the way inside the view. So once I do it like that, then it's all the way inside the view like that. So you can see that they are all inside the gray view. So the next thing I'm going to do is just rearrange everything. So right now the command is still working, so just touch anywhere and then you can pick them one by one. So this one was all the way down here, and this one is the password. Okay, so the password was somewhere here. I'm just gonna eyeball it, for the sake of time. But usually you can follow the details in the design. So this is the name text field. So I'm just gonna take it all the way down first so I can move all this up. Then move this one all the way up like that. And then I'm gonna take it back up like that, the way it was. Just gonna look at my design here once more. See that sign up screen. Okay, so yeah, something like that. So it's looking the same. Okay, all right, so I'm just gonna stretch this, select the sign up label, slide it like that, and then stretch it all the way to the just stretch it a little bit like that. Stretch it like this a little bit so it comes very close to the margin of the UI view. Just stretch it like that. So next, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add the constraints to the gray view. So select the gray view, select it right here, and come to this constraint inspector. Then I'm going to select the top, and then I'm going to make sure is 16 here as well. And then select this one like this, and then select the bottom constraint. And then I'm going to add 4 constraints like that. All right, so next thing, I'm going to add constraints to the labels and the text fields. So I'm going to select the sign up label, and I'm going to add some constraint to it. Top and left, right, and I'm going to add the height of 48 like that. And then I'm going to select the nice to meet you label, hold Control, drag to the sign up. First of all, let me see the space. So I'm just gonna hold Option, and once you hold Option, then you move your arrow to the top of it, and then you can see there's no space between the nice to meet you and the sign up. So what I'm gonna do is just use my arrow and then bring it down a little bit, and now I'm gonna hold Option again, and then can show me that this 4 right here is the space between the sign up label and the nice to meet you label. So select the nice to meet you label like that, and hold Control, and then drag it up like that, and then select vertical spacing, and then I'm going to add some more constraint to it. I'm going to select the left and the right and the height of 24. I'm going to add those 3 constraints. Next, I'm going to go to the name text field, and then I'm going to Control drag to the nice to meet you, drop it like that, select vertical spacing, and I'm going to add more constraints just the same way I did, the left, the right, and the height. Now I'll go to the email text field. Just make sure that this email text field, just move it up a little bit so I have the same space. So it's 13 right here, and this one is supposed to be 13, so that's 10. So I'm gonna move it up a little bit. That's 11. Move it up once more. That's 10. Okay. And then check this one from the 13. Okay, I just need to bring it down a little bit. I don't want the spacing to be too small or too large. Okay, so that's 11. So select this one option, point it to the top text field, that's 11, and select the email text field, pointing up to the name text field, that's 11. All right, so that's making sure those spaces between the text field are maintained. So select the email text field, hold Control, drag, point it to the name text field, select vertical spacing, and I'm going to do the same thing I did before, left, right, height, add the strict constraint, and I'm going to repeat the same thing for the password. So vertical, left, right, height, add the strict constraint, and for the create account button, I'm going to give it some vertical spacing again. And for this one, I'm just going to do left, right, and I'm going to do height like that. Okay, so now we've added the constraints, and next thing is to connect the top constraint of the UI view to the class file, so we can manipulate it. So this is what we want, right? If you select the top constraint like this, when you select the gray view, select the top constraint like that, and let's see, it was 80, let's say reduce it to 70, it goes up. So let's see, reduce it to 60. Okay, all right, so let's say we bring it back to 80. So if we reduce it, it goes up, and then if we increase it, it goes down. All right, so I want to connect this top constraint to the class. So what was the class again? It's been a while. So sign up. So this is how you know the class for this view controller scene. So just select this yellow icon like this, and then go to this identity inspector, and then sign up a view controller. So that's the class. So I'm going to bring this this handle right here, assistant editor, and I want to bring out my sign up view controller. So come to this folders. In the main folder, I have the sign up view controller. Select that, and I'm going to connect this top constraint. So where's the top constraint? Select the gray view and select that top constraint like that, and you're going to hold Control and you're going to drag it like that. I'm going to say this is a top constraint like that, and hit connect, and you have your constraint. Okay, so let me bring it back that way, and I want to go to the sign up view controller, and I want to start manipulating all these things. Well, real quick, I noticed that the text fields are not connected to the sign up view controller, so I need to connect the outlets for the text field to the sign up view controller, because in the login, let's see, in the login view controller, we had the text fields connected, right? So we can give it the message right here. So we want to do the same thing we did in the login view controller. All right, so let's connect the text fields. So I'm going to bring back my assistant editor, and I'm going to select the name text field. It shows up here that's the name text field. So I'm going to Control drag, and I'm going to say this is the name text field, and I'm going to connect it that way. So the next thing you're going to do, connect the email text field. So select the email text field, and I'm going to give some spacing right here so I don't connect the wrong thing. Control drag, and this is the email text field, and then I'm going to connect it like that, and I'm going to connect the password text field again. Password text field. All right. Okay. All right, so I'm done with the connections. So let me just get the class up and then start programming. All right, so before I do that, remember one thing you have to do is to connect the text fields delegate, set it to the view controller, because if you don't do that, the view controller will not know the text field is sending a message to it. So that was what we talked about in the last video about the doctor stethoscope and listening to your neighbors. So just select control like this, select it to the class, and then you say delegate like this, and then select the email text field, control drag to the class, select delegate, and do the same thing for the password. So drag it like that and select delegate. All right, so the next thing is going to be to manipulate the top constraint, reduce it and increase it, right? All right, so we'll go to the sign up view controller, and first thing we're going to do is to conform to UI text field delegate. So I'm going to select that protocol, and I want to add some methods for the protocol, to reduce that top constraint once we stop typing, and increase it back once we stop typing. So I need those methods that tells the text field what to do. All right, so I'm going to make an extension here. I'm going to say this is text field slide up like that. So extension, select the class like that, bring it down, Control V. So why are we doing this extensions? Let me just give it some space. So this extension will make your code more modular and arranged and organized. So if you look at some view controllers, you can just, if you're very experienced and you've seen a lot of view controllers and you've seen a lot of code, you can understand things and you can find things easily. However, if you're starting out and you put all your stuff in extensions, you're trying to organize your view controller so you don't have like everything just thrown at you. So if you use extension, you're trying to put like partitions in your view controller files. You want to say, okay, in this area I'm doing stuff that deals with data source, and you can say in this area I'm doing something that deals with the text field. In this area I'm putting down the functions that does the API calls. By the time you arrange all your stuffs in extension, it's just easy to find things. So the goal is to make your code very, very readable. And that's why you want to put them in extensions and not just put them in the whole view controller file. All right, so in this extension, this is where I want to put all my text field methods. So I need did begin editing, I need that one, I need did end editing, and I need text field should return. So should return, text field should return, that one. All right, so these are the methods that I need, right? Or the functions. All right, so once we start editing or once we start typing, I want to reduce the top constraint so the stuff can slide up. So text field did begin editing. We're gonna say top constraint dot constant, and the constant is what? A CD float. So I'm gonna reduce it to remember it was 80. I'm gonna reduce it to 60, and then text field did end editing. I want to bring it back to 18. So I'm going to say top constraint dot constant equals to 80, like that, right? And then in text field should return. First thing I want to do is once someone taps the return button, I want to resign the keyboard. So I'm going to say this text field here, that's whatever text field calls this method, right? That text field, resign, I'm looking for resign, okay. Resign first responder, all right. And I'm gonna return true, like that. And I also wanna bring it back to the same way it was, the top constraint. All right, so I'm just gonna run it right now and see what it does. Just give it some time to load. I'm gonna close my Safari so it doesn't use up all the RAM, because it's using some RAM. All right, so log in, and when you sign up, and if I select that like that, right, it went up, right? But it did go up, but the button is still not visible, right? The create account button is not visible. So let's say you type your name, you type your email, you type your password. Okay, so let me reduce it a bit to 40, and let me try again. All right. Okay, so the next thing would be to remove this, to hide the nav bar, right? So let's hide the nav bar. So I'm gonna say navigation controller dot navbar dot is hidden, all right, and I'll say true. So what does this thing do? So it hides the nav bar. So once I'm done typing, or once I type return, I should bring the nav bar back, right? So this is what I'm saying. I should set this back to false. So let's try one more time. I'm gonna sign up, and all right, okay. All right, so it's kind of not showing up like right now. So what I can do is maybe move the create account button a little bit up a bit, or just move it up a little bit. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna come down here, and I'm gonna select this create account button, and I'm gonna come down to this place here where you have this triangle looking Star Wars figure stuff. And I'm gonna select clear constraints like that, and I'm gonna move it up a little bit like this, just a little bit, and I'm gonna control select it, drag to the password text field, select vertical spacing, and I'm gonna add more constraint, the left, the right, and I'm gonna make the height 48, and just add those 3 constraints like that. All right, so I'm gonna go back to the sign up, and stop that simulator if it's running, and run it back again. So select the sign up and enter your text field, and it goes up. So now you know it can be accessed, right? All right, so I'm just gonna run it up again. select the sign up, select the text field, and once we select the text field, we can see the create account button. And once we hit return, we come back to the way it was. Alright, so let me take this gray color away, go back to main, and select the view, the gray view, like that, and come to the attribute inspector and put it back to white. I'm gonna close down this pane like this. Alright, and I'm gonna run it again. Alright, so sign up and enter the text field, and you can see that's looking good. That looks alright. And hit return. Alright. So the next thing we're gonna do is I wanted to show you guys some stuff. Now look at this. For some reason these icons here are not like retina pixelated. So what I'm saying is the icons here are not really sharp, or they are not as clear as I want them to be. So the next thing I'm going to do is to change the icons. Because you can see the icon is not really retina images. So I'm going to show you how to get icons, even if you can't create them from the start. I can show you how you can take the ones that are already made and just edit it a little bit to what you want. So instead of having to create icons, you can just take some already made icons and just edit it, or just change one or two things and just to get what you want. So this icons is not let me just show you guys the one I have on the other project. Where's that project? Just open it up right now. I'm just gonna run it right now so I can show you guys. Because while I was building, I found out that the icons are not really sharp, so I had to go back and download some icons. Alright, so if I hit login, you can see those icons, right? Those icons look really good. So I want to show you guys how to make these icons, or how to take an already made icon and edit it and have these things. So that's what I want to do. Like, this icon is looking really cool and nice, but the one we have in this design is kind of like outdated or old. So I'm going to show you guys how to edit icons in Sketch. Alright guys, so in the next video I'm just going to show you guys how to edit up the icons, and after that we're going to go straight to the API. We're going to start looking at what API is, and then we're going to start choosing API we're going to use for the app and start doing the network calls. So I want to get all these minor things out of the way so that once I start the API and continue, you won't have to like go back and start explaining things and making videos. So I want to do things I have to do earlier, so that once we get to the API, just move straight from there. Alright, so if you're liking this video or you're liking this series and you want to see more videos, just give this video a like, and if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I want to say thank you guys for subscribing to my channel, because we are about 100 right now, so that's a big thing for me, and I'm probably gonna be making a thank you video for 100 subscribers. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to be awesome, and don't forget to write line of code every day if you can. Forget to write code every day and study iOS and Swift every day. Alright guys, so I want to say thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video.